If you look around your life and see half-finished projects everywhere, this video is for you. A book you never finished writing, a skill you learned just enough to be dangerous, a business idea you were obsessed with until something else pulled you away. And somewhere deep down, there's a quiet voice saying, why can't I just stick to one thing? Society has a name for people like you. Unfocused, inconsistent, a jack of all trades, master of none. And after hearing that long enough, you start believing something is wrong with you. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the problem is the story you were sold about success? For most of the last century, the world rewarded one type of mind, the specialist. Pick one lane, dig deep, do the same thing for 30 years, become irreplaceable. That worked in a stable world. But here's the uncomfortable truth your nervous system already knows. We don't live in a stable world anymore. Industries collapse. Technology replaces skills overnight. Entire careers disappear in a decade. And in a world like that, extreme specialization isn't strength, it's fragility. That's why you feel restless. That's why your interests keep shifting. That's why you can't force yourself to stay obsessed with one thing forever. You're not broken, you're adaptive. Psychology calls this kind of mind non-linear. Instead of moving straight down one path, it explores across multiple domains. And unknowingly, you've been building something rare, an M-shaped mind. Most people are taught to become T-shaped, broad knowledge with one deep specialty. But M-shaped individuals are different. They develop multiple areas of depth, connected by curiosity. It doesn't look impressive early on. In fact, it looks messy. From the outside, people think you're wasting time. One year you're into fitness. Next year it's coding, then philosophy, then business, then art. They call it distraction. But what you're actually doing is collecting perspectives. And this is where real innovation comes from. Specialists use what psychologists call near transfer. They solve new problems using familiar tools. You use far transfer. You take ideas from one world and apply them to another. That's why people like you see connections others miss. You don't just follow systems, you redesign them. But here's where the pain starts. You look around and see people your age climbing clean ladders, promotions, titles, clear identities, and you feel behind. Because your progress doesn't move in straight lines, it moves in loops. You start over, again and again, and that creates burnout. Not because you're lazy, but because you're trying to play a game that wasn't built for you. Here's the trap most M-shaped people fall into. They try to build everything at once. Learning a new skill, starting a business, creating content, improving health, fixing relationships, all at the same time. And eventually something collapses. The solution isn't to choose one forever. The solution is seasons. People who thrive with this mind structure practice something called serial mastery. They go deep into one area for a period of time. They build a pillar, then they move on. Not because they quit, but because that pillar is complete. Your 20s might be for exploration, your 30s for stability, your 40s for synthesis. One skill pays the bills. The others grow quietly in the background, and over time, something powerful happens. Those separate interests start merging. Your creativity sharpens your logic. Your technical skills ground your imagination. Your life experience gives your work depth. You stop trying to become impressive, and you start becoming dangerously adaptable. There's a reason this works so well in nature. Biology calls it redundancy. In natural systems, backups are not wasteful. They are survival mechanisms. If one system fails, another takes over. Your many skills are redundancy. If one industry crashes, you pivot. If one path closes, you open another. You don't panic when the world changes, you adjust. So that graveyard of old interests you feel ashamed of, it isn't proof of failure, it's proof you were preparing. Those weren't abandoned dreams, they were training cycles. You were never meant to be one thing, you were meant to connect things. And once you stop fighting your nature, everything changes. You stop forcing clarity too early. You stop apologizing for curiosity. You stop calling adaptability a flaw. You weren't built for a straight line. You were built for a future that keeps changing. If this helped you see yourself differently, like the video and support Learnify so more people hear this message. And tell me in the comments, which interests are you finally done feeling ashamed of?